Paralogism is a piece of illogical reasoning, especially one that appears superficially logical or plausible. Hello everyone, this is the first video in my series, A Bleak World on How to Fix It. I want to start out by being very clear. I am not in any way, shape or form academically qualified to propose, steer or implement any proposed solutions to the problems in our world. I am, however, very logically inclined, working from a basis that everything in this world makes sense if you think about it for more than a few minutes. This goes for anything from yarn spindling, bricklaying, political discussions and education, all the way to mechanical engineering, theoretical physics, or even nuclear fusion energy. I will not purport that I have the solution to all questions in this world, but I think I can come up with a way to make the world a better place for 98% of the population in almost any subject I've spent some time thinking through. My word is not gospel. Please always research on your own. I will be making generalizations and assumptions as well as major simplifications for the purpose of explaining and unraveling the universe around us, to show you how simply many of our issues could be resolved if we just had the power and will to do it. In this series, I will go through the broad issues in the world, specifically income inequality, climate change, healthcare, education, governance, and so many more topics. I will delve into some of the major mechanisms that we can utilize to effectively curb the spread of misinformation and push for changes in our society. My initial focus will be incredibly broad. I may delve into specific cases such as the current racial tensions in Europe compared to the American tensions, and how our key adversaries are using these to pit our populations against each other. But the main purpose of this series will be to effectively and simply explain 6 key questions. Why do we have this issue? This is always the first question to answer, and the why behind all of our issues may sometimes be as varied as the mountains of the world. When did this issue occur in our societies, and is it the same for all societies, both for the Americans and the Chinese, for example? Why is this still an issue? Expanding on this, why may some countries not have solved this issue while others have seemingly cured homelessness, mental crisis, and even misinformation as a whole? What are the symptoms behind this issue? Right-wing parties rising to power? You may have a nationalist issue. Left-wing parties rising to power? Are you at war? Is it domestic? Is it a class war? Or maybe you've gouged the middle class so hard that right-wing rhetoric did not sway people in their direction, but rather push people towards the wild chase for safety or comfort. How do we treat the symptoms? Many issues are not simply snapped away with the whisk of a $50 billion tax rebate to the poor or $100 billion in defense budget revitalization. The reality of many modern countries is that we, the people, elect representatives that are beholden to only money and election cycles. This is why some dictatorships, such as the CCP, Thailand or Singapore, arguably have much more robust governance when it comes to long-term securities. And then we have the big one. How do we treat the issue? Many nations get lost in the grand plot. You need to start treatment of the major symptoms to reach an agreeable point in the state of your issue. But you need to also set clear boundaries on where your issue starts and stops. Is homelessness a problem? Yes, absolutely it is in most nations. But can you force people to live in homes if they prefer to live on the street? Or refuse to be admitted to drug treatment facilities to help them get clean? Can you force your people to be actively engaged in an offensive war if you do not have your basic living situation well shored up and proper supplies ready for the worst case scenarios? Logically, no, you cannot. So how far do we need to go to say that we cured homelessness? How far do we have to go to say that we're ready for a protracted war with our neighbors? What is our criteria? What nations can we learn from? What mechanisms can we put into place to prepare for the inevitable issues we may face in our quest to solve all of our nation's issues? This from top to bottom. 1. Why do we have this issue? 2. When did this issue occur for our society? 3. Why is this still an issue? 4. What are the symptoms that you have this issue? 5. How do we treat the symptoms? And 6. How do we treat the issue? This is what we need to know to really crack open the issues in the world and provide an answer that does not fall into a logical paralogue. Please join me in this journey to uncovering the reason behind why our world looks so bleak, when all the answers are right in front of us. Subscribe if you're interested, and let me know in the comments if you have any large unanswered questions that you'd like me to tackle in the future. Have a great day.